turnover. Duane Washington, nifty move. Washington Jr. turned around.
House tested. Washington and the foul.
Top of the arc, Washington!
Young, 4 to shoot, and at the end of that, Duane Washington.
That can put the ball on the floor and go create a shot for themselves or for their teammates. And down 20, they're going to need some guys. The chemistry, you see them only adding to what they will be able to do later in the season.
Wide body that had huge success. There was a Pittsburgh guy, but the guys that are that size.
Washington inside the three-point line, knocks down the jumper. Nice early test for Ohio State. Good drive, and the finish is there too.
Good action.
For Chris Holtman in that locker room.
They communicate early in the season. That's tough to do, but you have to.
Washington finally. 6 to shoot. Wide open Washington when they needed it the most. Good look for Washington. Barnes down low to Washington. Buries the three.
Ohio State. Hub drove himself into trouble, and an easy run out for Ohio State. The offensive story for Ohio State here in the second half. And he and Duane Washington, a two-man game. Washington!
Take pride in their defense after their last couple of games.
Here's Washington hitting the three.
You know, Leonard Hamilton, 30 years as a head coach, and he has won Coach of the Year awards.
And if you're just joining us, no E.J. Liddell, who is out with mono, top scorer and rebounder.
Well, there's another careless Purdue turnover. Duane Washington, nifty move, nice finish, and he'll head to the line. At Ohio State. Just a suing nifty move, nice pass to the opposite corner. Night and day. Good find inside. Washington powering it back up, and then he bats it out to keep the possession alive.
You see he is playing with terrific energy. He does. He looks good.
Washington hits the three. Liddell skipped into the corner. Washington over Hawkins. Duane Washington Jr. in tight. Floater through contact. Count it. Wants a clear out on Common. 5 to shoot. Runner off the window.
Or C.J. Walker, I should say. And then the jumper rattled home
from Iowa. I know that doesn't sound right, but that is the case.
Buckeyes, here's Washington. Alley-oop behind the arc. Washington will take it inside this time, and it'll go to the stripe.
Officiating, you never hear Pikel complain about the official.
Well, as Chris Holtman looking for some combination here. Washington's been hot. Hits another one. Washington. Hanger on the baseline.
Win over the number 4 team in the country. Duane Washington Jr. greater from three-point land this season. Key on the feed from Washington Jr.
No, we're having fun, though.
Duane Washington Jr. finally
pushing E.J. Liddell off the box.
Washington Jr. turned around Trevor Lake.
He's got to be very, very aggressive.
Duane Washington Jr.
So 7 losses, similar to last year's tri-champions.
Oh, young.
So now, if you're Chris Holtman, wow.
Points. This is a player that scored in double figures, got off to a season hot start. That double team coming over, that time by Eric Curry. Washington hit his last three-pointer. Washington has hit a couple, that's his third shooting. That's his first three-point make of the game. Here's Washington.
Left hand. Soto's extra pass to the corner. Washington. Step back, Washington. Washington driving, finishing.
First matchup against Ohio State, coming back from 7 down.
They stole that game, Northwestern, on December 26th.
Space, then went head up with Kyle Young. Yep, that's as good as you can do defensively.
Washington, that was nifty.
E.J. Liddell will probably end up with this shot.
Instead, it's Washington.
He's been very consistent, but needs to play bigger today than normal. And there's an answer from Washington. Clock discrepancy there. Washington up against the clock is going to drive. Oh, softly off the window. Scarlet and Gray have it. Here's Washington. Right hand wrap around.
Washington the pass ahead. Hits it back, and the three. If you're Purdue, for a while there, they were staying away from it. 10-2 in paint points for the Boilermakers as Washington hits the shot.
Not
You
one
won a Big Ten
bit.
championship. Washington against E.J. Liddell. And needed a little help, didn't get it. And now the turnover to Washington. Live ball turnover. He'll launch from deep. Washington, his three fall.
Yeah, that game winner to beat the Pirates and the highlight of his freshman season. Washington. Pass to Hurley, that's a deep three. Got it.
26 points a game I like a lot, but it's his efficiency. He's got the top, top mid-range shooter. Just catch it to shoot it. If the shot's taken away, then pass it.
They need some wins over quality teams and an opportunity, if they can play well, to pick one up. Well, we understand.
Look at him fight Zed Key in there. Key's really posted up hard.
7-0 run. Washington tried to stop that, and he does. Washington baseline, pretty. Orange extra pass. Washington, and another one goes down.
This guy can grind you down.
There you go. Here he goes. Oh, this time his fifth turnover. Washington, 1-on-2 down the lane, up and in.
I like the Chargers here. He went so over, now he's got full court pressure.
So he would be of great value to people like you and me. There are 4 or 5 teams ahead of them in the Big Ten right now.
Boy, excellent defense by Kyle Young on that last play.
The game far below is almost 14.
Duane Washington answers with a three. In the corner, Washington drains the three.
Should know how to play with 3 fouls.
Washington. And the foul.
He's got 3 fouls. Test it.
Washington and the foul. Washington. Here's Washington on the drive and the foul.
You got to keep him off the glass.
Young is not 100%.
Kid who can make threes, loves to go to his left.
Shot clock at 7 over Brooks. Outside Washington. Shot clock at 3. Defended by Brown. Takes it right to the rack.
Boy, Liddell's going to have a bright future. There's so many tough things at that rim. Nice try.
How about this Washington? He can do a lot too.
So attuned on the defensive end.
Washington will take it in. Brooks is defending, and there's the deuce inside. Only meeting this season between Ohio State and Michigan. Driving, shooting, scoring with a little teardrop is Duane Washington.
Coming, and you have to give Julius Marble credit for stealing his man. The way that guys have gotten better and understood their roles, it's been so impressive.
Tom Izzo told us earlier today, since Aaron Henry has dedicated himself to a little bit out of control on that drive. He's trying to force the issue.
The outcome of this matchup.
Well, Ohio State wins. They'll be right there for a run for the nice little drive inside. After each team plays with pride, passion, a lot of heart. I know Jay and Dan will have a great time on that game. Most likely.
Washington again. This time it goes.
Back in the playground. Just play free and have fun.
Duane Washington Jr. Deep for Young. 4 to shoot. And at the end of that, Duane Washington
Soothe some aching areas of your body immediately.
Washington, the alley-oop to Justice Suing. To get it to 4 with 4.5 left in the first half, but that's as close as it's been. Washington trying to work against Carr, a little up and under, and Duane Washington.
And then Young. And Ohio State with a leak out. Washington at the rim. Washington finds a lane and takes advantage.
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. It's too bad things didn't work out for the fella. Step back 3 and a pretty one from Duane Washington. Washington, jab step, no, mistake. Top of the arc, Washington!
so important. Stay out of foul trouble for the Wolverines.
In the paint, shot drops.
Side some misdirection. Ooh, I thought he got a little dump off.
Washington. 6 points, 5 rebounds. And it's Washington from the corner. Opens the second half with a 3. He'll know what to do with it.
He'll go.
Off the glass, yes.
This is where he's tough.
What a pass. Washington.
He can do so many things.
Here's Washington. His third 3 of the second half.
Mr. Rowe.
Gets around Brooks.
Match for Dickinson as well. Look at this kid take over.
Presence there, though, that is bigger than you really see very often in college hoops. What a shot by Washington.
Kid's really good in the lane, though.
Those are big shoes right there.
Yeah.
Washington showed spurts yesterday of big offense. And there's another 3. Washington. The game is tied at 65.
Back to that same little ball screen. This kid is a gamer. Goodness gracious.
Walker's going to blow by Georgie.
Jump stop.
Yep. Out to Washington. He's got 30.
Ohio State, they need to establish the advantage they have inside as Washington Jr. gets to the rim.
Potential Final Four team. Jumper goes down for Duane Washington Jr.
Possessions on his part.
Action out front. Washington drills it. One-on-one with A-Smith. Oh, good find. Washington looks in that direction. Oh, a really difficult delivery. Washington inside the arc.